Hey everyone, it's Kai from Kool Collectibles. Welcome to another figure review, and as you can see, this time it's the Sideshow Bandai collaboration for their 12-inch perfect model C-3PO, and this has been a long time coming, and it's been out for over a year now, I think, and ever since it was released I always thought I'd pass on it. You know, I never could justify $500 for a 1/6 scale figure, so I continually passed on it, even during the Christmas sales when in Australia it dropped down to about $400 shipped to your door through pop culture, and I still passed. And there were guys, collecting friends on the 1/6 Oz Facebook group, a great bunch of guys who kept telling me that I was nuts pretty much to pass on this guy, because it's, you know, they don't call it the perfect model for no reason, but I still passed on it, and until recently the Hobby Link Japan, one of the collectible stores in Japan, had a huge clearance sale on a whole heap of 1/6 scale figures, and this one was included in the sale and pretty much shipped to Australia. It went for $250, and at that price point I couldn't really resist, especially after hearing all the talk from guys like Robert, Raymond, and Aaron, and thanks to Joe on the group for continually hassling me on how crazy I was to pass this up. So eventually, only last Thursday, I put in the order, and it's taken them probably, what is it, 4 or 5 days for it to arrive tonight, in perfect condition, and just straight up, it is probably the best 1/6 scale model I think I have in my collection. And I guess, you know, I've got a lot of Hot Toys DX figures, so that could be a controversial comment, I guess, for a lot of people, but just based on the build quality and what I've seen of this figure so far, it really stands a cut above most of the figures I have. So just quickly, I'll go through the packaging. The packaging is beautiful. Comes in this outer slip cover here. So it's like it just slips off the cover like that you see there, with the nice artwork. So I'll just get that out the way. And then it comes with this inner box with some more artwork and the foam insert inside. And I do like how on this side it's got the silver to represent his silver leg, and the gold on this side, which is in tune with their attention to detail on this figure. So I'll get that out the way. Onto the accessories, you get his restraining bolt. So that's, and I think that clips on magnetically, which I haven't tried yet, but I'm probably paranoid in trying that just in case I scratch the the paint or something. It comes with his comlink. I'm not quite sure which way it's supposed to, which way he speaks into. I don't know if he speaks into that end. Presumably he does. So I'll probably display it with that, and his hand holding it. So he does come with a number of hands, so this is the one that is probably best used to grasp that comlink. So it's got his fingers semi curled up. These are actually, they're not die cast, they're plastic, but the paint app is pretty damn good, and I love that detail on the glove there. So same on both sides, and then he has these hands, which are pretty much just the fingers sticking out, and he comes with the standard hands that are in between, I guess. Comes with the usual instruction book, which is actually a lot better than the usual crap we get from Hot Toys. So it actually gives you a bit of background to the artist, or I guess the designer, Seiji Takahashi, who's, I guess, widely known as one of the Star Wars scholars, and he put in a lot of effort into researching this to make it as accurate as he could, and based on what I've seen. So if you have a look at this photo, that's the the figure there, and that's the actual movie figure or the movie character. So really the only difference I can see is the weathering, I guess, which is natural, and the size of the pistons. Now people have complained about the size of the pistons being too large, and that's probably true compared to that, but you know, it's 1/6 scale and you've got to sort of balance out form and function, and if it's 99% accurate, bloody hell, I can live with pistons that are slightly fatter than they should be. But I'll give you guys a closer look at that in a second. Comes with this stand, which it's not too bad, I guess. Lightweight plastic, nice little logo. This apparently is the sort of representing the Tantive 4 hallway, I guess. Would have been nice if they made it go higher, or you know, cover the back of that, but no big deal. And this is the clip that goes around the waist, which I'm a little paranoid in trying to use because the wires on the figure, as I'll show you in a second, are quite delicate, and this pretty much just sort of snaps in place. And there is a warning in the instruction book on being careful not to catch the wires on that. So as you can see, the figure stands pretty stable on its own, so I'm not sure if I'm going to use this at all, but we'll see how we go. So onto the figure. Let me just get all this crap out the way. And all I can say is it is one incredible figure. And it's true, it is pretty damn heavy. Pretty much all of it is plastic. Duh. Pretty much all of it is die cast. And when I first got it out of the box, I actually thought there were a whole bunch of scratches on it. Now I don't know what sort of coating. It feels like there's a slight oily coating on it, and you sort of just rub it and it removes any sort of blemish or scratch that I saw on it. So pretty much the figure, as far as my eyes can tell, is pretty much 99% perfect. But it does sort of catch, you know, fingerprints and that sort of stuff, but overall you really can't fault it. Now let me just you can take this head off, so let me just show you the light up feature. So you just gently grab that and pull that off, and this chunk is pretty much all die cast, and you can see here that there's a little switch back there, so I'll switch that on, and you can see his eyes light up, and they are pretty bright, and it's a bright white as well. So I guess in the movie it was a bit of a yellow tinge, but I'm not going to get too fussed about that. One of the other things they did include was a battery remover tool, like a little, I don't know, it's like almost like a toothpick, I guess. So you can unscrew that and take out the batteries. I'm probably never going to display him with the eyes on, and I don't want to risk any battery leakage or anything like that, so I'll definitely take the batteries out. But there's the light up feature anyway, and the eyes, in hand the eyes look fine without the light up feature. And putting the head back on is pretty straightforward. You sort of just line it up like so and clip it on like that, and there you have it. And articulation wise, he has all the what you normally see in the movie, so you can rotate. So there's, I thought it was going to be fairly tight ratchet joints. They're fairly quiet and not overly tight or anything like that, so you can sort of move his arms up and down like he does in the movie. The legs of course are pretty limited in articulation, that you know, you can't bend them, so you're never going to be able to bend him and put him seated down in the land speed or anything like that, but that's okay. And the knees, and some nice quiet ratchet joints there as well. and the ankles have some pretty good ankle articulation there, enough to give him a really stable pose, so he doesn't fall down or anything like that. And I love how he's got one leg silver and one leg gold, just like he was supposed to have, or just like he was in the movie. And on the reverse side, you pretty much got all the details. So there's probably a couple of blemishes and a couple of minor scratches here and there, but next to 99% perfect. So nothing really too much for me to nitpick over. And I'll give you a closer look at these pistons. They are working pistons. They are a little bit finicky, so you can sort of bend them and they move up and down on these slots here. And there's a slot on the forearm there, so you pretty much just bend that and you see that that'll extend, and and you can sort of move that up and down and pose it as you see fit. But just working pistons, I think, is a pretty amazing effort on their part, just to get that look. And I think these are metal as well, but they do feel quite delicate, so I'm not going to mess around with it too much. I'll put him in the pose where he's holding the comlink, like he was in episode 4, and pretty much leave it at that. And what else? I'll just give you guys a close-up on some of this detailing here. It really is absolutely incredible. I love the wiring. It's all single wires there. It's not molded plastic or anything like that. I mean, the Sideshow premium format is bigger than this, but they molded all of that, I think. And the weathered paint app and so on just doesn't come anywhere close to matching the quality of this. I was actually quite disappointed in when I saw the Sideshow premium format figure with R2. It's certainly quarter scale, so it's got size on its side, but just in pure quality in paint app and aesthetics, this beats it by a mile. What else can I show you guys that you haven't seen before? There's probably a million reviews already on this, but my thoughts, my god, I am so glad that I got my head out of my ass and actually listened to the guys on 1/6 Oz. I was adamant that I was going to wait for a Sideshow version. They just announced their R2 deluxe figure, which does look pretty bloody awesome. And I was adamant that this was too clean. It wasn't going to go with the weathered version of R2, so I would wait for a Sideshow version, which they did sort of tease in one of the R2 photos. But one of the Sideshow reps did confirm that it's if they do one, it's not going to be anytime soon. Certainly not in time for this year's San Diego Comic-Con or anything like that. And how Sideshow would ever come close to beating this particular figure is beyond me. I mean, apparently their name is all over this as well as a collaboration. I don't know how much they actually were involved in the design of this figure, or whether or not their name is just on it because of the fact that they hold the license, since their name is on pretty much any Hot Toys figure that they hold the license for, as well as the formal distributor. So I'm not sure if their name was on this just as a distributor or if they were actually actively involved. But I would, if they do release their own version, I would be very, very surprised that it would come anywhere near the quality of this. I'm sure if they do one, it'll be a weathered version. I'm still holding out hope that Bandai, Tamashii Nations, do the R2 that they teased for this. There's always been concerns of the scale of the R2 figures compared to Threepio. So hopefully, if they got this one right, I hope they'd get their R2 right. I guess there were concerns with their R2 in that the dome is very chromed, as opposed to the brushed sort of metal look that R2 should have, I guess. So we'll have to see if Bandai actually get around to announcing anything. I thought they would have done that by now, but Nothing seems to have come out. So I think that is pretty much all I can show you guys. So yeah, it's a shame for you guys that missed out on the HobbyLink Japan sale. They did have a ton of stock, it looked like, because people were buying them left, right and center. It went for about 188 US, plus whatever it was for shipping, $40 odd. So to Australia at about 250, that's $150 cheaper than it ever was in retail stores here. So definitely a steal, and one that I'm thankful to all the guys on 1/6 Oz. If you're into 1/6 scale figures and live in Australia, or even if you're not, just head on over and join that group, because they're a great bunch of guys, and really show what this collecting community can do, and how collaborative and how how much of a community it can be in promoting sales, highlighting to people when a great figure really is a great figure, and faults in figures as well. So definitely thanks again to those guys. I hope you guys like that quick look. I'll definitely be putting this somewhere. It'll definitely have a place of pride in my collection now that I've got it in hand. It's 12-inch perfect model is pretty much the perfect way to describe this. So I hope you guys like that quick look, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again. Cheers. Bye.